The recent pandemic put many Calgarians' lives in perspective. Entrepreneur and advocate Sean Crump is hoping it's an experience that won't soon be forgotten.
I think during the pandemic, people started realizing, or it came to everyone's attention, how impactful and how detrimental it is to somebody's mental health to be isolated. To extrapolate that over a decade, over 20, 30 years, or even generations, you can start kind of understanding what impact that would have on somebody who isn't actively engaged or included into the communities that they belong to. I wanted to become more of an advocate after seeing people and the obstacles that they had to overcome. I often had a group of friends or people around me that helped me overcome any barriers that did exist and made sure that I was involved. So I was very fortunate. Facilities that I lived in after coming out of the hospital, and it was discouraging to see somebody day in and day out sometimes not even get out of bed or not leave their room. And so I knew that there had to be a different expectation of value of life to anybody. We often refer to individuals as TABs, which are temporarily able-bodied individuals. What it means really is, at some point in your life, anybody's life, they will experience disability, whether that's recovering from a surgery, having a young family and utilizing a stroller, or just injuring yourself and having to be in a walking cast. Or I think we see progression made in playgrounds. We're seeing more curb ramps exist, but in the spaces they don't, they still prevent individuals from, accessing a space. Construction's taking place and there isn't a space to easily, navigate around, so you have to backtrack. Universal design is an amazing thing. It's meant to be designed so everybody can use that feature. Ramps exclude no one. Quality, we should all be able to go the same way, enter the same spaces continually, regardless of ability. After I injured myself, I would always think people were making assumptions and noticing me, so I would often sit off to the side or in a corner or somewhere where I could kind of hide the fact that I was in a wheelchair. The best way for me to kind of adapt and become comfortable in a chair was to stop thinking about what people's maybe impression or what their first impression of me may have been, and really just try and exude confidence in me. So find out about me as Sean, and then find about Sean in a wheelchair. Christine and I met over 10 years ago, been dating since.
Yeah.
So we're really excited. We have a lot to look forward to. We're expecting our first child in November.
Hello, I'm new here.
Outside of building a business and kind of growing that, we've also been growing our lives together, and started out with a little dog, and now we've got a little human coming, and yeah, we're thrilled.
Those aren't yours. No.
My quality of life, in my own perception, should not be the exception. It should be the norm. Everybody should have the life that they see themselves having, or their children should have the lives that they envisioned their children to have before meeting that child or finding out about a disability that may exist within that child. I think that there should be, still opportunity, still future and excitement to that life instead of remorse and worry. Started Universal Access back in 2017, and we've merged with another business. And from that merge, my partner and I co-founded Included by Design. So we've moved away from strictly looking at physical accessibility independent from disability inclusion, and really started looking at how accessibility is the first step to creating inclusive spaces
that allow economic advantage to businesses and builders and other pieces.
So Garrett will respond first. Is that you can answer the question about like, should we set up a meeting? There's the report portion that needs to be done, which will identify
People living with disabilities make up about 20% of our population, and by not having adaptive environments for people to work, or spaces that people can go out and enjoy whatever's being offered from that space, you're essentially decreasing your opportunity by that 20%. So when you look around restaurants or you look around, spaces and communities, do you see that being properly represented kind of in and about where everybody is? And that exclusion isn't acceptable any longer.
I have a very fortunate life. There's been ups and downs, and it really is about overcoming the things that are put in front of you to get to where you want to be.